Hey guys, how you doing? I just wanted to show you some video of my gameplay experience with the tanks. I hope your gameplay experience is different than mine. For your sake of the enjoyment of the game, I trust that it is too. I don't think I see too many people get focused the way I do. I don't know if it's what to make of it. If it's a compliment to get focused so bad in the game I'm in, but this isn't just about getting focus fired. It's pointing out focus fire, but it's also pointing out. Getting the teams get put on, and so it's going to be a fairly long video. It's four gameplay clips, trying to illustrate. Usually, what I do with my videos, sometimes I'll put out like good game videos kind of thing, but mainly it's other guys do that, right? So that's mainly not what I try to do with these videos, and if you follow me, appreciate that, and like the videos, it's good. I appreciate it. It's kind of like I'm sure if you watch my videos, follow the channel, I don't have to really preach to you, because preaching is scared of you. If you watch my videos, you know all these things already. When I post stuff being tier 8 and finishing first in a tier 10 game, these kinds of things, well, that means you're usually on a just lousy team, rather than you had an outstanding game. But so some of the videos are worth, I guess, bragging about, especially when you get focus fired. It's very difficult. I know a lot of guys can't relate to this, but because I've talked to them, but they still are in the clan. When we used to platoon up and talk and this kind of thing, which we don't really do anymore. For reasons that I've discussed in other videos, that it's no fun for those guys that I platoon up with. I had a buddy of mine, well, not a buddy, I guess a PlayStation friend, wanted to platoon the other day, and I just politely told him I couldn't. It's because I don't really want him to have a lousy experience like happens to me on PlayStation, right? And it's no fun for whoever I'm platooned with, because it's get put on losing team after losing team, and constant losing is no fun whatsoever. For anybody, it's not fun. For me, especially not fun for somebody who's doing fine, before I came along and platoon and into the platoon, and the enjoyment level for them, because after I joined, it was just constant losses. And as I said before, it's not always because I'm shit bad, right? Sometimes I'm doing way better than the other guys. Maybe first overall on the team, and first overall period on both teams, but still horrific losses. So that game when I died right there, we were 12-12, right? 12 guys left on our team, 12 guys left on their team. After I died, yeah, it was 0-9. So our guys got, those 12 guys got 3 kills after I was gone. When you have that many guns focusing on you, right, and now, and artillery looking as usual to get me. So once I'm out of the picture, out of the game, those guns are free to, you know, start shooting at somebody else. That's kind of the point, right? So watch out. You know, the teams will just evaporate very quickly that I'm on once I'm dead. And if you pick up on that, the reason for that is because while they were shooting at one, focusing mainly on one target, most of the enemy team, and almost always for sure the artillery gun or guys who are playing artillery. And if you watch my videos, you'll already have picked up on that, of course. I don't have to tell you, but anybody new is trying to figure out what the point I'm trying to talk about. That's the point. Just getting focused, and it is when you get focused like that. Sometimes it's very difficult to get virtually anything done in the game. It's very, very hard to fight through that, and I don't see those kinds of things happening to the CCs, like even famous guys. I don't see that happening to. Maybe it does, and they just don't post those videos. I don't know, because nobody wants to watch that kind of stuff. They want to watch them, you know, cleaning the house where, you know, nobody really shoots at them, and they're able to run around, do whatever they or sit, more likely sit in one spot or a couple of their favorite spots and just do their thing without any real position focusing. But those kinds of things, they don't happen to me, and I don't know if that's a I should, you know, feel good about that, or I tell you in the game it doesn't feel good, because it makes getting anything done, it just kind of limits what you feel like you're able to produce or to get done in the match, and that's very frustrating. If it happened once in a while, but it doesn't happen once in a while. These I could have included sorry, games in this example that are almost consecutive. I was thinking about that actually. I'd saved some up that were almost consecutive except for a win in between. And then the Italian Tier 9 TD that I'm working on. But I decided to. Some of these are consecutive. There's a couple in here that are consecutive games. But this is all within just a few days time frame. Right? It's not like I'm. Again, I'm not cherry picking games to try and prove a point. I'm just showing you recent games that try to prove a point. And unfortunately here I have it's a Jagdpanzer E100 with me, and we're not going to get much help, because if you've noticed when I'm highlighting where the other guys are in the map, they're all on the side of the map. Alright, so towards this point we're getting some guys drifting over towards where we are, but the enemy's been here the whole time, and the other side of the map is the guys have kind of disappeared to very little opposition. That's another recurring thing in my games. you know, not the enemy, the friendly team not being able to fight through minimal opposition. Just, just poor teams. And you know, guys that talk about, yeah, you're not supposed to blame your teammates and this and that. Sorry if it's a team game. You're one of 15, one of 30 guys on the team. So it does actually depend upon your team, what your team does in opposition to what the enemy team does. And that's matchmaking and RNG. That's what determines the outcome. You know, I've said it in other videos of 60,000 or whatever games I have. I've seen a guy wipe the floor with the enemy team twice, 2 times in 60,000 games, where I could say, you know, this guy clearly won the game for our team. He didn't destroy all 15 on the other side, of course, that's impossible, but you know, everybody needs help on the team, that's the point. If it was just some individual thing where gaming lines you up every man for himself, well, that's fine, right? But that's not what this game is. It's a team game. So what your team does influences what you're able to do, of course. And what I don't get and what I don't like is why other guys aren't telling you that. Because that is 100% true. Instead, they're selling you the propagandists. That Jag Panzer E100 is gone now. It's just me, and that means I'm not long for this world, because both of us were acting like a deterrent for the enemy team to just up forward. But now that he's gone, they don't have any problem coming forward and taking them out too. Right? And look at where this guy, instead of, I thought, oh my god, when I saw this, he's not even aimed my direction. Wasn't even interested. He's aiming at that other guy way the hell up there. Johnny there. He's aiming for Johnny, and he doesn't realize, like, kaboom. Were you not watching the map? Like, it's just, I get put on teams map. They Johnny here is untouched, virtually untouched. Where's Johnny been the whole game? While we were getting focus fired, 2 of us on one side of the map. Where was Johnny? Anyhow, that's the way it goes for me. That's why I chose these videos to prove this point. And maybe you're not one of the fortunate ones that wargaming says, okay, you're going to have wargaming matchmaking says you're going to have a win this game. Virtually, that's what it comes down to. You're going to win this game, or you're going to lose this game. Matchmaking, number 1, determined, of course. There's no other explanation is even possible. And then there's RNG, as we talked about that in other videos. There's the thousands of combinations of degrees of variation that go into each and every match, in each and every level or aspect of RNG. From your damage, penetration, modules, your tracks getting knocked off, you're getting ammo wrapped again, your turret ring's broken, your crew member's dead. There's thousands of combinations, and as we talked about in previous videos, you control two things. Two and a half, let's say. Let's be really generous and say you control three things. You left in the console version of both tanks. You control your left thumbstick, your right thumbstick, and your trigger finger. Once you press that trigger finger, once again, wargaming steps in. I'm just leaping ahead here for the sake of time, otherwise this video would be very long. So I'm jumping ahead here. I'm tier 8 in the tier 10 game. So if you're, once you press that trigger, wargaming takes over with RNG. RNG takes control over what happens with that trigger press. Right? You control none of that. Just like you don't control matchmaking, you don't get to choose your teams. Wargaming does that for you. So once again, I'm bottom tier here in a non-upgraded. I think I got a radio. That's it in this IS2. And once again, the artillery guy, he wants to get me. It happens to me all the time. And again, guys we're used to platoon with, they couldn't believe it. They had to see a friend's house. If you watch my videos, video after video after video, so I'm done, not long for this world, and buddy there. Oh, the skull is midget. Technically dwarf. Right turn. Let's go on midget. He didn't like that. He stayed up on the hill there in his top tier heavy tank with his and he didn't come down to help us at all. He stayed there. So I'm cycling through to get back to watch the midget. Watch what happens to the midget. I know what's going to happen to him. He's the only one left over there now because he didn't bother to think it was worthwhile to help keep us alive. He didn't even sacrifice any hit points. And nobody was shooting at him. But see, I don't get this tactic. Right, because how can you not figure it out? Once they're done with us over there, who do you think they're going to shoot at? Think they're going to forget about you? So I don't get this. I say there's game in and game out. So now artillery, I'm dead. He doesn't want to shoot me anymore in my tier 8. Artillery wants to shoot this guy. So now midget decides to use his little legs and go running forward now that we're dead. Me and that other guy. But they're all behind him now. And of course now he realizes, oh, they're behind me now. How could you... Where did you think they would be? So he pays the price for not... He should have come with us, right? This is another recurring theme in losses, where you get guys who don't want to commit. They don't see the relevance in keeping other guys on your team alive. Sorry. You should. You don't have to be General Patton to figure out in a game where there's only 15 teammates that should be rather important, right? Try and keep those other guns on your team alive. But I believe the reason that guys don't care about that is because wargaming doesn't bother or care about that or reward that, more specifically. They don't reward that. They reward guys You don't even move. They reward guys who camp. Camp at the spawn. You watch the guys who finish consistently on top of these games. The guys who never move forward on my team. Right? And I know guys know how to play differently, to play properly. But they're always on the enemy team for me. And the matchmaking that wargaming gives to me. They're the guys who are moving forward and attacking and winning games. I get stuck with the guys who don't support teammates who do go forward. And don't see any need to go forward themselves. Now I guess here's another guy who was full health the whole game. He was in the ravine, but he did go forward, right? He kind of went, I guess, under the radar. In the ravine there, nobody looked at him, of course, until he's the only one left. And it's almost like this game's over, of course. So, I mean, you would think that just common sense stuff like supporting each other would be, you know, you wouldn't even have to talk about that. You shouldn't even have to talk about that, but I think the guys do it for a couple reasons. That one is that reward system. They don't get rewarded for that. Usually if you're trying to do the things, you're trying to do the things that win the games. For instance, if you have to go and do your spotting for yourself in a TD because your light tank hasn't moved from the base, he refuses to go forward and spot for the team. Then you have to do it yourself. This is virtually the next game in the same tank. And again, it's a tier 10 match, and just an upgrade, and I'm just skipping forward again for the sake of time, heading towards the town, of course. And there's lots of guys coming towards the town, so I'm thinking, okay, good thing, right? Usually they're... But watch what happens here. So there's another problem. There's lack of team support, and wargaming's to blame for that, because they don't reward those kind of concepts, those kind of fighting concepts. The importance of keeping other guns on your side in the match, in the fight. If you play like a complete individual in this game and forget about teammates, forget about that it's even such a thing as a team in this game, you'll do far better. You'll be rewarded. But if you're the kind of guy who's being, conditioned this way, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, to me, it would be common sense, but not to an average gamer, I guess. Right? That guy who fucking, the only thing he's ever done in his game, his job is video games or something. I don't know. But if you play like you're a complete individual, there's no such thing as teams. You'll get rewarded in loading tanks and loading ships, and this is just, it's not right. If you're gonna call it a let's battle game, a combat game, then this simply is not right. This whole scoring system that rewards that kind of behavior, selfish behavior, non-team behavior. I poke ahead here and start, signaling the next guy we should focus here. Besides there's only 3 guys left on this other side, but I get tracked and whacked because I'm thinking that I'm gonna get some guys support here, and now look at the massive number of, it's 11-11, right? Isn't it? When I died right there, So it was 11-12. It was 11-12 when I died. So these guys are just sitting there. There's 2 tanks in front of them. 2 tanks directly in front of them. And there's like 6 of our guys just sitting there. They're refusing to push forward and shoot at something. Like, what are you doing? This kind of passive, again, this kind of passive stuff, it doesn't win fights. Aggression beats passivity every single time. Every single time. We're talking about a simple game here, right? With a simple postage size map, game map, and 15 guys on your team. Aggression is going to win the battle every single time. So when you let these 6 guys here, they took so long here to finally move forward and attack those 2 guys who were holding them up. And again, I'm on the team who's not only blind to the map and to the screen and to the number of players left and to the clock. They can't tell time. The countdown clock. There's even our base is being captured. There's an alarm going off. They're deaf too. Only one guy even begins to work his way backwards towards the base, and these guys, they're completely lost now. They don't go forward, they don't go back. They just sit there. Why? Because this is what they've been conditioned to do. This is what they've been conditioned. This is when you reward something. Like, this is conditioning. When we reward a certain behavior. So if you're rewarding passive behavior, you shouldn't be in a simple combat game. This is what you get. This is kind of the result that you get. Whereas the enemy team, they're laughing. There's 2 guys holding back 6 on that side. And so the rest just went around the other side and went to the base. It's impossible to win, in other words. When you're behaving like that, when you're acting like that. It should be common sense, but this happens to me all the time. Another game, same day. I believe this is consecutive. And I make a mistake here. I go towards that light tank to support him, and I'm trying to scoot through here. But the enemy team is already in position. And they see me, and there's going to be lots of guns open up on me. Not on the guys around me, of course they want to shoot me. And I'm thinking I might get through here, but no. No, too many guns, too many quick successive shots. And see that guy, he kills me. He got who he wanted. He's backing away, completely backing away. He's not staying there and shooting the others. He got who he wanted. He and the 5 other guys who were, I think there was about 5 consecutive shots, one after the other, so it obviously wasn't just him. Got who he wanted, backed away. And this will happen to me a lot. So, okay, you can say I shit the bed there and got myself killed early and did do a thing. But this is another tier 10 game. And it was 14-14 when I died. In that other game, it was 11-12 when I died. And our guys got 5 kills after I died. Right, the previous game to this. In this game, it was 14-14 when I died. And I'm bottom tier. I'm bottom tier in a non-upgraded tier 8 heavy tank. So you can say, okay, well, you're a fucking idiot, you got lit up there. Okay. Right? But watch what happens. I'm skipping ahead in time for the sake of brevity of the overall video. But watch what happens to this team, this tier 10 team that I'm on. I mean, I was bottom guy on the totem pole, and the team is gone. And this doesn't happen to me infrequently. This happens to me a lot. That's why I'm showing it to you. These guys get 0 kills. 14 guys on my team. They get 0 kills after I'm dead. Like, if you're paying attention, which I'm sure those guys who do watch my videos, who do subscribe to this channel, again, as I said, you get it. You've seen this before many times if you watch my videos. But to the newer and initiated, this is what happens to me. My team is just completely obliterated. They do nothing. I saved the best to last. This is the best example for last. Again, this is a tier 10 match. And in my tier 8 Iron Rain. I talked about in other videos how I can tell within, I've always been able to tell. You know, being a kind of a buff of tactics and strategy. Within seconds of the game starting, this is a loss. So I'm mocking them, because I know it's a loss. Look at where they're all going. There's not a single guy coming to this side of the map with me. Not a single one. Some games there will be 2, some games there will be 3. And the rest go and park over on that other side. Well, in this game, not a single one comes to this side of the map. So what does that mean? That means it's going to be a loss. There is no other possible outcome. As I've talked about before, there's no other possible outcome to this kind of behavior. This kind of tactical behavior. And I know guys know better, because the other team that I'm always against, they don't make these kinds of mistakes. But the teams that Wargaming puts me on are this useless all the fucking time. That guy, he just killed me. He finishes first overall. Our guys are all on the other side of the map. Absolutely, completely useless. Our team was leading 14-12. Take note of this again. 14-12 when I died. Our team had a 2-tank advantage. Watch what happens. So we saw an example of the just getting focus fired, and once I'm out of the way, the rest of the team evaporates. Examples. The passive team example in the city there, where guys are letting 2 enemy tanks, 6 guys are letting 2 enemy tanks hold them back, and it results in a loss. Here again is the classic, as I've shown in other videos, camp and lose. Camp and lose. Go to one side of the map and actually put it into park. You go to one side of the map, you put it in the park, and you think you're gonna win the game. No, these guys don't think about winning the game. They let wargaming algorithm determine wins and losses for them. They do nothing to try and win the game. I was the only guy on this team who was committed to winning this game. The rest, nothing whatsoever. They're committed to stats or stars on the barrel or whatever the CCs are propagating that makes you a good player. Because they don't have to worry about wins and losses. They're not struggling for wins and losses. Wargaming takes care of that for them. It's a matchmaking. But I have to struggle for every fucking win that I'm in. Almost, right? Sometimes I completely shit the bed and my team will win the game, thankfully. Because there was enough guys on the team doing what they had to do. It's not like that. Like I ever tried to just sit back and cherry pick at the end and do these kinds of things that these guys are doing. Because that I know that will not win the game. Will not win a fight. Period. No matter what fight you're talking about. This is loser mentality. This is loser gameplay. Right? This is relying on the guys who do this consistently. They rely on the wargaming algorithm to determine whether the game's going to be a win or loss. They're not trying to do what they can to influence that outcome. They're just trying to work on their stats. Or they're trying to work on stars on the gun barrel because they've been told by these fucking CCs that that's what is the visible factor of a good player. Oh, look at that guy, he's got stars on his barrel. If you watch how the guys with multiple stars on their barrel play, they never put themselves at risk. They never go to the front. They never go to one side of the map that's completely exposed that somebody has to go to in order to try to slow them down. I'm gonna post a video on this shortly at T110E3 where I just slow the enemy down enough of a deterrent on a map to allow our team to capture, to just pull out a capture win. But these guys were not interested in a capture win. They didn't move forward. This is nonsense here. And this guy was all pissed off. Normie here. Normie was all pissed off. Good game. Kept saying that. Well, you're part of the loss, man. You should have known that if you go all of you go to one side of the map and park there, it's going to result in a loss. How can it not? But Normie, the last guy left, he was all pissed off at the team. And I'm the only guy to go to that one side. This is the kind of wargaming experience that I get. Anyhow, guys, I appreciate you watching, bearing with me, and hopefully your experience is a lot different than mine. Thanks for watching.